Welcome to another adventure with Getting Lost. Today we are actually continuing our journey along the Geylang River, and we're going to explore and see what we can find here. And now, if you remember from our last week's episode, we were actually at Dakota Crescent. Join me after the intro for our further adventure along Geylang River. Welcome back. So in that direction, where we came previously last week, we were actually walking past Geylang, and now we're heading down this direction, heading along the Dakota area, where we're going to continue walking down along the Geylang River. And this is the Geylang River. So the estate that we're walking past, the housing estate, was actually called the Dakota Crescent or Dakota Estate, and the Dakota Estate actually gets its name from the Dakota DC-3 aircraft that used to frequently land at the former Kallang Airport, and that airport was the first civil airport in Singapore. And now we're actually walking along the river, and beside us is actually a condominium, and on the other side of the condominium is actually the old airport road, and the airport used to stretch from Kallang, the former Kallang Airport, all the way to here. And this old airport road and a lot of roads around here actually some of the roads here gets its name from the airport or the old Kallang Airport. And here you can see that they're actually pumping air into the river. I would think is to help to oxygenate the river so that you can have more life, more fishes along the river. And one thing to note also, that this area here in the past, before the construction of the Dakota MRT station, they used to call this area Tanjong Katong. And even now, on the other side of the river is still Tanjong Katong area. But this part here used to be also called Tanjong Katong. And here is an example of older HDB. Because you can tell it's old, it's because they still use brick in their constructions. So this place here, now they have actually moved people out, and this place here is like a ghost town with a lot of HDB flats. So if you want, you should come here very soon before they start to demolish this area, just to look at these old flats, which of course you cannot get in there because they have boarded up all the windows and doors. But it's a reminder of how flats used to look like. And also along Old Airport Road, there's the famous Old Airport Road Food Center with lots of good food that you have to go and try and eat. And if you want, I will actually leave a link in the description below to show you my videos of the good food I've eaten there. And so in the front here, across the bridge, this bridge here is actually Mountbatten Road. And we're going to cross the bridge here by taking the overhead bridge. And if you just keep looking along the distance there, you can actually see in the horizon the business district of Singapore. But what we're going to do is we're going to walk here, cross the bridge, and continue walking along the Geylang River. Across the road here, you can see more HDB flats. But One thing interesting about the HDB flats over there is their road names. Their road names there are like Kampung Kayu Road, or Jalan Batu, or Jalan Kampung Arang. So in the past, this area here used to be a kampong area, and now the kampongs has been people who live there were moved away, and they have actually reclaimed the land and put HDB flats there. As you can see, all around the area, they're all HDB flats. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to cross the river here at this bridge to get over to the other side to continue our adventure along the Geylang River. So we're going to cross the river here, and you can see now the river has actually gotten very wide and very deep, and there's lots of water in the river, and you can tell the deepness of the river by the color of the river. And I'm sure inside here there's actually lots and lots of fish. But I don't think you are permitted to fish here. But that doesn't stop some people, because as I was walking along here, I always see people fishing illegally. So what we're going to do is we're going to continue walking along here. This here is the Geylang Park Connector, and it's actually a small stretch of park, you can call it a park, that is along the Geylang River. And in front there, it's an interesting name of the road. The road is called Sampan Place. Sampan is actually a Malay word for some kind of like a canoe or a boat that people use. The people around here used to go out to, for fishing, or go on the water. So there was a boat, or they call it sampan. So what we're going to do is going to keep walking along here. At the moment now, you can see that there's a lot of grass, a lot of greenery, but I suspect in the future they are going to build more condominiums, because on the other side of the greenery is actually Tanjong Rhu Road. So that would actually so most probably along that road there, they will build more condominiums and more residences for people to stay. And what we're coming up to now is actually the Tanjong Rhu Bridge. And we're going to continue walking, and we're actually under the bridge now. And after we cross the bridge, you'll notice one thing: they are still renovating this pathway here to Tanjong Rhu. And in the distance is actually the Tanjong Rhu Suspension Bridge, which is actually an iconic feature of this area. And across from here is the sports hub. So basically the Tanjong Rhu Bridge and the Tanjong Rhu Suspension Bridge actually connects Tanjong Rhu to, or is a faster connection to, the sports hub, or the area around the sports hub. Whereas this Tanjong Rhu Suspension Bridge is a pedestrian bridge, the Tanjong Rhu Bridge is a vehicle bridge. And here is the Tanjong Rhu Suspension Bridge, which will bring us from Tanjong Rhu to the sports center. And one thing interesting about Tanjong Rhu is that Tanjong, or the word Rhu, comes from the Rhu tree, which is actually the Casuarina tree, which you can see a lot of examples of it while you're walking along here. It's a kind of a tropical tree that grows along the riverside or the seaside, which is something like a pine tree. And here you can see the wide expanse of water. So what happens is the Geylang River, which actually flows all the way from Ubi, comes until here and joins this body of water from this bridge. And this body of water you see right in front of us now is actually the Kallang Basin. And this Kallang Basin will continue to flow until we reach the Marina Reservoir, which is in that direction. So another iconic feature is the Tanjong Rhu Lookout Tower. And on my right is the Sports Hub, the Singapore Sports Hub. And over there is Tanjong Rhu. And over there is a Beach Road, the CBD area over there in the middle. So the water will flow all the way into here and then continue going around to that direction. And so I guess we will stop right here at this moment so that we can continue next week, and we'll pick up our adventure from this spot here, and we'll continue walking from this spot until we reach the Marina Reservoir. So join me for that. And before we go, please do me a favor. Please help me by liking my video, sharing my video, and subscribing to my channel. And lastly, but the most important thing, the thing that you have to do is to join me for my next adventure. See you there. Bye bye.